This is one reason why investing is not risky if high financial IQ is very simply this. When you look at income, expense, assets, and liabilities, if I am a professional real estate investor or a business owner, I have control of this, this, and insurance. If you're a stock owner or a mutual fund owner or whatever the paper assets or savings, you have no control over this, this, or this. So the issue with reduces risk one word is lack of control. And the reason I don't like mutual funds is I don't have control of this. I don't know what their expenses are. They don't have to give me a financial statement. How dare they? It's called lack of transparency. I mean, why would you buy something where they're not going to tell you how much money they're taking out of your pocket? There's a guy named John Bogle. He founded the Vanguard family of funds. He calls it the biggest, and he's a mutual fund guy, not me. He says the mutual fund companies are just ripping off investors left and right. So are the CEOs of most companies, just ripping them off. And they're spending money like it's going out of style, and the true owner is a guy that owns the stock, has no say in it. Why would you do that? I don't know. I really don't know. So number one cause of risk is lack of control. If you have financial IQ, which is what the Rich Dad Company teaches, you want control of all of these things. Is that clear, you guys here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the other thing that is of control is a thing called markets. Okay, on the Rich Dad card, the cash flow game, you have the market card over here, right? And basically what markets mean is you're watching for trends. So a true investor is watching the trend, where this market running and all that. So as all of you know, markets go up, markets come down, like this stuff. That's what it looks like, okay? There's a saying, why most people think is risky is if you have a mutual fund and your price is here, what can you do if it goes down? Answer is nothing. All they say to you is, invest for the long term. Don't worry, the market will change. Loser, come on. Sit there and take a pounding. What a loser you are. Don't pull it out, but pull it out, I'll take a commission anyway. Am I making sense, you guys here?
Yes.
Stocks, bonds, most people cannot do anything about this trend. So the day traders come in and all this. But that's why the second part of the cash flow game is called cash flow 202. You still need the game board, and you still need this. But 202 teaches you how to handle trends in the market. And it's called buying insurance. So one way of controlling risk is by buying insurance. So 202, you need 101. So you could play 101 at least 8 times. Then you shift it, you graduate to this thing here. We also have the electronic version of it, and this is the graduation game when you complete all of this. Okay? So 202 teaches people a very important part of investing, and this is called technical investing. So I don't care if it's stocks, bonds, real estate, businesses, all things go up and down. Does that make sense, guys, here? Right now, is Detroit going up or down? Down. 50 years ago, they were going up. It happens to everybody. Microsoft right now might be on its way down because Google is on its way up. And that's business. It happens everywhere. As a surfer, as a kid growing up in Hawaii, we understood cycles and things like this. The difference here is with called insurance. When I buy a piece of real estate, my banker requires me to have insurance. When I have a business, I'm required to have what? Insurance. You have a 401k, you have what? No insurance. You have no insurance with a mutual fund or 401k. That's why these guys say, investing is risky. Put it in a safe, well-diversified 401k. And they're giving you the worst financial advice possible because you can't buy insurance on it. During that last market crash in 2000, many baby boomers lost their entire retirement believing this. Put it in a safe, well-defined mutual fund full of. So I wrote this book here called Prophecy. Wall Street loved this book. It's about the biggest real estate crash, the biggest stock market crash coming. So Smart Money, Money Magazine, Wall Street Journal, they came after me as usual.
because they want to protect their advertisers, the mutual fund companies. So I think it's a big ripoff, but that's up to you. It's good, it's better than nothing. But anyway, so what a professional investor does is, if the market's here, what can they do? They can buy a put option. So in case it goes down, they don't lose all their money. If the market is over here, what can they do? They don't know. You sit and watch it. Okay. If you're down over here, you can buy a call option. Okay. There's also one more thing you can do is when one thing is up here, you can sell a short position. This is all vocabulary. I don't expect you guys to understand it right now. But what happens in a short position, you actually make money when the market crashes. I had a friend of mine who bought a .com up here, and he shorted it. And when it came down here, he made almost like $12 million. So the thing here is that winners, this is my point, if you know, this is called technical investing, which is cash flow 202. The more you play it, your mind will actually begin to shift, to think of ups and downs of markets. Am I clear, you guys here? Yes. You begin to think differently. It's up in here. It's like when I surfed, it's up, down, up, down. It's this fluid motion, same as in business. All right, so that's why the difference is the 202 will train people to do that. So the point is, when the market's going up, you win. Market comes down, you what? Win. Market goes down, you win more. It doesn't make any difference. So financial intelligence is more important to me than listening to somebody like this who's telling you investing is risky, turn your money over to me. And they put you in the worst asset class possible called stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Does that make sense, guys here?
Yes.
So that's what 202 does and all this. So let me give you another point of view on that. We all know in the market there's bulls and what? Bears. Okay. So the saying is, so a bull is somebody who thinks the market's going to go what? Up. And a bear is somebody who thinks the market's going to come down. It's always in the market forces, always. There's always somebody who thinks it's going to go up and always somebody thinks it's going to come down. And we find out who's right, okay? So there's another saying that goes, bulls come up the stairs, the bears go out the window. And there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is when it comes down, this may take years to develop. But when it comes down like this. So the bull goes up the stairs, the bear goes out the window. So that's why busts are so much faster, so much harder. So I'll demonstrate it with this. This is the bull going up the window. So most successful investors, they like to invest about this point, when there's nothing going on, when everybody's kind of out of the market, okay? And then, so one investor says, oh, so-and-so is buying that fund, I should buy that, So it starts to go. And about this point is when the bears turn into bulls. All the chicken little people. Oh, investing is so risky. So this could be real estate, it could be the .com, it could be private equity. So let's remember the .com or the real estate. So in real estate, this has been about 2004. And all of these guys started piling in. Suddenly, everybody became mortgage brokers, they became real estate agents, they became real estate developers. They jump in here. This is when the losers pile on. Because they've been so afraid all this time. They were waiting for some sign from God to tell them to get in. See, when it was really flat, well, I don't know, what should I invest in? Nothing to invest in. And this is when the pros are coming in. This is when the amateurs come in. Am I making sense, you guys here? So it goes. Then the next question is,
Is there a bubble? Oh, no, no, no. You know, this time it's different. You know, and they keep coming in. And this is when the amateurs really get on board. You know, they start buying $1 million house and they're going to flip it for $2 million because they think the market's always going to go up. Are you guys ready for it? So do you have an example of the bull going up the stairs and the bear goes out the window, and who goes out with them? All the amateurs. All those people who are flippers and real estate experts. I have a friend who's developing condos right now, and he's only been in real estate like 4 years. He's put his entire life savings on some condos in a place that nobody wants to live. Am I making sense, you guys here? Yes. So that's why Cash Flow 202 is so essential, is it teaches people to understand that all markets go up and all markets come down. And when the bubble is the biggest, it's when all the losers pile on. And those are the Chicken Littles. They say, oh no, this time it's different. And they turn from chickens into bulls just as the bears go out the window. Okay? So there's several other things I want to talk about that a person can have. I always buy insurance. But you can't buy insurance on mutual funds or a 401k. That's risky. Why would you do that? Well, maybe you can. I don't think it'd be silly enough to do that. So the reason Prophecy is such a powerful book is because there's a law in the 401k program, or a rule, that when you turn age 66, you must start withdrawing your money. Because the government wants to tax you at that time, so you got to pull your money out. So when the money starts coming out, you think people will start putting money in? No. And if people start pulling money out, it goes down. So that's what Prophecy is about. I don't know if it's going to come true, but it sure scared the crap out, scared the you-know-what of a lot of people, okay? The other thing is here is this, is that one of the ways I protect myself is through asset protection. It's called Own Your Own Corporation. My poor dad always wanted everything in his own name. He says, you know, my house is in my name, my car is in my name. That's a real loser, poor person point of view. If you want to be rich, you want to own nothing and keep everything inside a corporate entity. It could be an S corporation, LLC, C corporation, partnerships, things like this. So that's what Garrett Sutton wrote this book about Own Your Own Corporation. Because there's two people after your money. One is the government. And you can play lots of games with taxes via a corporation. You can't do it if you're an employee. But if the employees did what this book said, the employee would go to jail. That's the difference between these guys and everybody else. So these guys constantly use asset protection. One of the most goofy entities that these guys use especially, oh, my balloon, the bust. The goofiest thing, they use sole proprietorships, and people use partnerships. Why do they do that? Because their accountant told them to do that. So the mistake here is this: you want your accountant to do taxes, and you want your attorney to do asset protection. Don't let an accountant do asset protection, because they'll recommend sole proprietorships and partnerships, which are extremely risky. So just read this book. I'm not an accountant or attorney, but read this book here. So I have nothing in my name. I own nothing. And the poor and middle class want it in their name. So the second person, so the government wants your money, and the second person that wants your money are lawsuits. If you're planning on getting rich, own a corporation. If you're planning on being poor, you don't need a corporation. That makes sense, you guys here? Yes. Because you got nothing to steal anyway. All right? So that's my thing on investing is risky. What is really, really risky, in my opinion, is not being financially educated, which is Cash Flow 202, and then taking advice from people who are putting you in the riskiest of all investments: stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and 401ks. Your insurance agent won't insure 401ks, won't insure your stocks, or bonds, or mutual funds. That means you have to learn how to do it. All of my real estate, all of my businesses, and my personal wealth is protected via corporations. So that's why investing is not risky. What is risky is listening to these guys and not being financially educated. Thank you. Discuss what you just learned. Thank you very much.